Good evening, family. It's your brother straight out of Judah, coming at you with day 14 of the Wisdom series. Uh, this past 13 days have been pretty good for us. I appreciate you taking the time out of your busy schedules to sit here and listen to me read to you. Um, First and foremost, I want to give all honor, all glory, esteem to the Most High Abba Yahuwah for allowing me to read this and to reach the people. I thank him, and I submit and commit these works to reading my word and giving it to y'all, or his word and giving it to y'all. And now, without any further ado, Proverbs chapter 14, from the top. Every wise woman has built her house, but the foolish breaks it down with her hands. He who walks in his straightness fears Yahuwah, but he whose ways are crooked despises him. In the mouth of a fool is a rod of pride, but the lips of the wise guard them. Where there are no oxen, the crib is clean, but from the strength of an ox comes much increase. A trustworthy witness does not lie, but a false witness breathes out lies. A scoffer shall seek wisdom, but find none. But knowledge is swift to him who has understanding. Leave the presence of a foolish man, for you shall not perceive the lips of knowledge. The wisdom of the clever is to understand his ways, but the folly of fools is deceit. Fools scoff at guilt, but among the straight there is delight. The heart knows its own bitterness, and no stranger shares its joy. The house of the wrong is destroyed, but the tent of the straight flourishes. There is a way which seems right to a man, but its end is the way of death. Even in laughter, the heart is in pain, and the end of that joy is heaviness. The backslider in heart is satisfied with his own ways, but a good man is satisfied from his. The simple believes every word, but the clever one watches his steps. The wise fears and turns away from evil, but a fool, rushes on and is reckless. He who is impatient acts foolishly, and a man who plans wickedness is hated. The simple shall inherit folly, but the clever are crowned with knowledge. The evil one shall bow before the good, and the wrong ones at the gates of the righteous. The poor is hated even by his own neighbor, but the rich has many friends. He who despises his neighbor sins, but he who shows favor to the poor, oh blessed is he. Do not those who plan evil go astray, but loving commitment and truth are to those who plan good. In all labor there is profit, but the talk of the lips leads only to poverty. The crown of the wise is their wealth. The folly of fools is folly. A true witness saves lives, but he who breathes out lies is a betrayer. In the fear of Yahuwah is strong trust, and his children have a place of refuge. The fear of Yahuwah is a fountain of life, to turn away from the snares of death. In the multitude of people is a sovereign splendor, but in the lack of people is the ruin of a prince. He who is patient has great understanding, but he who is short of spirits exalts folly. A healthy heart is life to the body, but envy is rottenness to the bones. He who oppresses the poor reproaches his maker, but he who esteems him shows favor to the needy. By his own evil doing, the wrong is thrust down, but the righteous has a refuge in his death. Wisdom rests in the heart of him who has understanding. and even among fools it becomes known. Righteousness exalts a nation, and loving commitment to the people is sin. The sovereign's delight is towards a wise servant, but his wrath is towards him who causes shame. That was Proverbs chapter 14, verses 1 through 35. Alright, let's roll over to the wisdom of Solomon, y'all. Almost there. Alright. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14. Again, one preparing himself to sail and about to pass through the raging waves, call upon a piece of wood more rotten than the vessel that carrieth it. Excuse me. For verily desire of gain devised that, and the workman built it by his skill. But thy providence, O Father, governs it, for thou hast made a way in the sea and a safe path in the waves, showing that thou canst save from all danger. Yea, though a man went to sea without art, nevertheless thou wouldest not know that the works of thy wisdom should be idle. And therefore do men commit their lives to a small piece of wood, and passing the rough sea in a weak vessel are saved. For in the old time also, when the proud giants perished, the hope of the world governed by thy hand escaped in a weak vessel, and left to all ages a seed of generation. For blessed is the wood whereby righteousness cometh. But that which is made with hands is cursed, as well it as he that made it. He, because he made it, and it, because being corruptible, it was called God, little g. For the ungodly and his ungodliness are both alike hateful unto Elohim. For that which is made shall be punished together with him that made it. Therefore, even upon the idols of the Gentiles there shall be a visitation, because in the creature of Elohim they are become an abomination and stumbling blocks to the souls of men, and a snare to the feet of the unwise. For the devising of idols was the beginning of spiritual fornication, and the invention of them the corruption of life. For neither were they from the beginning, neither shall they be forever. For by vainglory men they entered into the world. For by the vainglory of men they entered into the world, and therefore they shall come shortly to an end. For a father afflicted with untimely mourning, when he hath made an image of his child soon taken away, now honored him as a god, which was then a dead man, and delivered to those that were under him ceremonies and sacrifices. Thus, in a process of time, an ungodly custom grown strong was kept as a law, and graven images were worshipped by the commandments of kings. I wonder who they talking about. Man, who they talking about? Whom men could not honor in presence because they dwelt far off. They took the counterfeit of his visage from far, and made an express image of a king who they honored, to the end that by this their forwardness they might flatter him that was absent as if he were present. Also the singular diligence of the artificer did help to set forward the ignorant to more superstition. For he, peradventure, willing to please one in authority, forced all his skill to make the resemblance of the best fashion. And so the multitude, allured by the grace of the work, took him now for a god, Luigi, which a little before was but honored as a man. And this was an occasion to deceive the world, for men serving either calamity or tyranny did ascribe unto stones and stocks the incommunicable name. Moreover, this was not enough for them, that they erred in the knowledge of Elohim. But whereas they lived in a great war of ignorance, those so great plagues called they peace. For whilst they slew their children in sacrifices, and used secret ceremonies, or made revelings of strange rites. Damn, that sound like them. Alright. They kept neither lives nor marriages any longer undefiled, but either one slew another traitorlessly, that's a new word for me, or grieved him by adultery, so that there reigned in all men without exception blood, manslaughter, theft, and dissimulation, corruption, unfaithfulness, tumults, perjury, disquieting of good men, forgetfulness of good turns, defiling of souls, changing of kind, disorder in marriages, adultery, and shameless uncleanness, for the worshipping of idols, not to be named in the beginning the cause and the end of all evil. For either they are mad when they be merry, or prophesy lies, or live unjustly, or else lightly forswear themselves. For insomuch as they trust is in idols which have no life, though they swear falsely, yet they look not to be hurt. Howbeit, for both causes shall they be justly punished, because they thought not well of Elohim, giving heed unto idols, and also unjustly swore in deceit, despising holiness. For it is not the power of them by whom they swear, but it is the just vengeance of sinners, that punisheth always the offense of the ungodly. That was the Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14. That was heavy. If y'all hadn't already, man, y'all better make sure y'all ain't got no idols around your house. Nothing like that. Praying to them anyway. You know. Sheesh. That was deep. And that was for those who have not came into the knowledge of the faith of our Heavenly Father. I'm not taking stabs at anybody, but y'all might want to look into what you really worship and what you praying to and what you swearing and giving oaths to. You can always come out of it. Don't let nobody say, oh, you made a covenant and you can't. No, you can come out. Trust me, you can come out. You can denounce it and renounce it. All right. The Book of Sirach, chapter 14. From the top. Blessed is a man that have not slipped with his mouth, and is not pricked with the multitude of sins. Blessed is he whose conscience hath not condemned him, and who is not fallen from his hope in Yahuwah. Riches are not comely for a niggard. Not nigger, not nigga, niggard. It's not a Negro. And what should an envious man do with money? He that gathereth by defrauding his own soul gathereth for others. that shall spend his goods riotously. He that is evil to himself, to whom will he be good? He shall not take pleasure in his goods. There is none worse than he that envieth himself, and that is a recompense of his wickedness. And if he do good, he doeth unwillingly, and at the last he will declare his wickedness. The envious man that hath a wicked eye, he turn away his face, and despiseth men. A covetous man's eyes is not satisfied with his portion, and the iniquity of the wicked drieth up his soul. A wicked eye envieth his bread, and he is a niggard at his table. My son, according to thy ability to do good thyself, and give Yahuwah his due offering, remember that death will not be long in coming, and the covenant of the grave is not showed unto thee. Do good unto thy friend before thou die, and according to thy ability stretch out thy hand and give to him. Defraud not thyself of the good day, and let not the part of a good desire overpass thee. Shalt thou not leave thy travails unto another, and thy labors to be divided by lot? Give and take, and sanctify thy soul, for there is no seeking of dainties in the grave. All flesh waxed old as a garment, for the covenant from the beginning is, thou shalt die the death. As of the green leaves on a thick tree, some fall and some grow, so is the generation of flesh and blood. One cometh to an end, and another is born. Every work rotteth and consumeth away, and the worker thereof shall go withal. Blessed is the man that do meditate good things in wisdom, and that reasoneth of holy things by his understanding. He that considereth her ways in his heart shall also have understanding in her secrets. Go after her as one that traceth, and lie in wait in her ways. He that prieth in at her windows shall also hearken at her doors. He that lodge near her house shall also fasten a pin in her walls. He shall pitch his tent near unto her, and shall lodge in a lodging where good things are. He shall set his children under her shelter, and shall lodge under her branches. And by her he shall be covered from heat, and in her glory shall he dwell. That was the book of Sirach, chapter 14, verses 1 through 27. Family, it has been good tonight reading and coming at y'all with these scriptures. I appreciate y'all tuning in with me tonight. Wasn't that long, but hey, we did it. So, with that being said, y'all have a blessed evening. Remember, I love y'all. Be the light on top of the hill, uncovered. Like, don't cover your light. Be the salt of the earth. Be that flavor. We've always been flavorful. And don't hate your brother. Don't hate your sister. Forgive, forgive, forgive. Forgive the matter, let it go. Remember, how can we ask for forgiveness and if we haven't forgave anyone? So, forgive. All right, family. Till next time. Peace.